What's up, everybody? Happy hump day. It's the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff. Here in the REKAP studios, it's all brought to you by our fine partners at Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Order.hooters.com, which we did yesterday in the studio during the show. We did order.hooters.com. DoorDash showed up. Katie and I had lunch after the show. That's how easy it is. Come up with a good idea. Give it away here on the show. Implement idea, make it happen. Good to be with you, everybody. Are we feeling okay? Are we feeling okay now that the Cubs went out? Matthew Boyd went out and dominated. Where would they be without him? 6-0 Cubs last night. Have a shot to win the series today. The ball is going to be jumping. Cap's in the bleachers. Wouldn't that be great if Cap caught a ball in the bleachers? Good content. Ball's going to be hopping. It's very hot, very humid. You would expect Kyle Tucker out of the lineup, precautionary. It's just to get him back-to-back days off. Craig Counsell said he should be back in the lineup on Friday, fouled the ball off his foot. We know last year he broke his leg doing the same thing. And then there's a question posed, and the chat is full. My goodness, the chat is full. Caleb Williams went out yesterday in his media availability. I love this. I talked this with my son. I love when guys put goals out there. Vulnerability, showing vulnerability is awesome. And I want to know if these goals are realistic. I think they are. Throw for 4,000 yards, 70% completion, and win a lot of games. So everyone's like, well, 4,000 yards, it's an indictment on the organization. It's embarrassing. Yes, that is true. They're the only team to never do it. But it doesn't mean that Caleb Williams shouldn't try to become the first Bears quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. As a matter of fact, I think, assuming health, he soars past this number this year. 70% completions. I think, did you watch the game film enough last year? I actually don't know how Caleb Williams had the year he had a year ago, almost a calendar year later. I actually don't know how he played that well. And a lot of people think he didn't play well. Dude, I've never seen worse coaching and organizational missteps for a guy who's the number one overall pick and your quarterback of the future. Never seen it. Phil, the real Phil Simms. Good win to bounce back, win the series, sweep the Sox, get ready for the showdown in Milwaukee next week. I don't think the Sox are going to be this easy push down team, folks. I just don't. Eric, regarding Caleb Williams' goals, even though those are very good goals, his main goal should be to win football games and win the division and try to get to the Super Bowl. For the record, Eric, he did say that. He did say, if we get 70% completion, it means the offense is staying on the field. We're getting a lot of scoring drives. And as he said, to end that quote, win a lot of football games. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. And if he's doing those things, they're going to win a lot of football. This is not a selfish thing to have personal goals. I'm not worried about that at all. Caleb Williams does those things, the Bears are going to win. Phil, by the time they get to Milwaukee, the team better look a lot different and ready to contend for a World Series. The Brewers aren't going anywhere. Pay attention. Jed, Brewers lose 1-0. Jacob Mizorowski was pulled after just, I think, 64 pitches, I want to say. Yesterday, 1-0 loss to the Seattle Mariners. Cal Raleigh with the big knock there. No surprise. The big dumpster helping out the Cubs. And all is right with the world, just at least for a day. Brewers play this afternoon. Guff, where would the Cubs be right now if they didn't have Boyd on the Cubs? What a terrific signing by Jed Hoyer. Now let's get two more quality pitchers that can go 6 to 7 innings each start. I was hosting inside the clubhouse on 670 The Score when the Cubs signed him, and I was like, meh. Like, okay, is that a good allocation of $20 million? Hat tip to Matthew Boyd, and really a good hat tip to Jed Hoyer and company. I know a lot of you guys don't want to give the hat tip to the front office here, but you have to, because Matthew Boyd has been the best pitcher on the Cubs in 2025, and it's not close. With finally a real coach who will challenge him, no reason why Caleb can't eventually become an elite quarterback. Still a little behind Jaden Daniels. Maybe. We'll see. Jaden Daniels had stability and great coaching. Caleb Williams had none of that. He had stability up front too. Jaden Williams is a good quarterback. I don't think Jaden Daniels. Did I say Jaden Williams? I don't think Jaden Daniels is it like in the elite stratosphere. I don't. Tucker's not injured, Thomas. He is getting the day off. He's getting the day off. It's precaution. Not injured. Stole home last night. Understand whatever moves will or will not be made will definitely affect Tucker's decision to stay. Show a serious commitment to sustainable long-term success, Jed. I think that's coming. I know there's a lot of panic. And by the way, Cap and I will have a live trade deadline special. We'll come on the air at 4:30. We'll stay through the 5 p.m. deadline next week. We will promote that. We will have graphics, etc. We will have a live MLB trade deadline special right here on the recap. Yes, Becky Tucker will play on Friday against the Cubs. I think Boyd wants to, well, there's no doubt. Everybody who goes out there wants to win and help the Cubs get to where they want to go. Come on. What are we playing the games for? They can win 5 in a row before they go to Milwaukee and send a message to show the Brewers who they are. I'm telling you right now, guys. I've been around a long time in these clubhouses. They aren't sitting there scoreboard watching in Seattle today. They're not going, I wonder what the Cubs are doing. It's July the 23rd. Happy anniversary to those who celebrate the 16th anniversary of Mark Burley's perfect game. I was there. That was incredible. Becky says Shaw's starting to get in the groove. If Casey isn't dealt, he needs to come up the day after the deadline. Well, that's why he's not up now. There's no need to play your hand there when Owen Casey is probably first on everyone's ask list. Landon, how about they make some obvious shirts for Cy Boyd? Boyd in the Hood, Backstreet Boyd, Bad Boyd, right? I really love Boyd in the Hood and Backstreet Boyd. Landon, we have merch at Clark Street Sports. I don't hate those ideas. When you give obvious shirts ideas, you can give us the ideas too. Boyd, definitely the best pickup. What's up, Breck? My guy. Good to have him in the show. They should have done Hard Knocks with this Bears coaching staff. Well, when you get a new coaching staff, you actually you're absolved from being picked by Hard Knocks. Usually when there's new coaching staff, you don't have you have the opportunity. First of all, the Bears just did it. And because it was the first time they ever did it, I can't see them doing it ever anytime soon. Everyone's back off the ledge for a day because you're back in first place. That's the way that this is going to go, folks. The ebbs and flows of the calendar year of Major League Baseball. 162 of these things. The Cubs are 60-41. 60-41. I want to make sure all of you who are panicking know that the Cubs have the best record in baseball, along with the Brewers, and it's okay. It's okay. You have the best record in the damn game. You could be Breck. You could be me. Colorado Rockies, 25-76. The White Sox, 36-66. We have 61 wins combined between those two teams. And if the Cubs win today, they'll have 61 wins. Eric says, Godfather, if you are on, it's July 23rd and we're still under the luxury tax. Cheap Ricketts, LOL. I love that Godfather. Everyone's adopted the Godfather line. Hello, Breck. Hello, Becky. Hello, Clyde. You're probably at work right now. I love the shout-outs to each other. Guff, we all knew Milwaukee was going to lose at some point. The big dumper came to the rescue for Seattle last night. Thank God. It's going to happen. Okay? Like, teams they're not going to win 20 in a row. They made a movie about that. It's called Moneyball. And my favorite part of the movie was they didn't tell you. Well, they did. But they made an entire movie about a 20-game regular season winning streak. That meant absolutely nothing in the postseason. I guess Miz got injured. He did not. He did not get injured. He did not get injured. We don't stink. There's the Godfather. What's up, Velasco? He did not get injured. It was a planned short start last night for Mizorowski. Boyd, Cy Young. He's not here. Let me give you, just so I like that in Chicago, we only see what's happening in Chicago. But just to be fair and frank, let me give you Matthew Boyd's chances of winning the Cy Young. Currently, Currently, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's 10th. If you feel good about Matthew Boyd winning the Cy Young, he's 80-1. Put $5 on him right now. Paul Skeens and Zach Wheeler are the favorites at minus 115. Then it jumps to Christopher Sanchez at 16-1. So it's a 2-horse race right now. If you go to the American League, Scooble by a landslide. Garrett Crochet to follow. Kurt, what's the latest? Cubs need more pitching. Eric Fetty was released by he's DFA'd. DFA'd this morning, former White Sox. And quite frankly, I think the White Sox should pick him up because he had all of his success last year with the White Sox. Why not at least help your staff in the second half with a guy you're already familiar with and who's familiar with you? I like that move a lot. Now, they have 10 days to trade, release, or option him to wherever the Redbirds, whatever the hell they are. Memphis, I think. So we'll see what happens there. I would assume somebody actually makes a trade for him. Terry, Mix got pulled because of pitch count. Exactly. Will you be going to the 05 cruise on the 28th, Velasco? I will probably not be going to that. I think it's AJ, Ozzy. They usually have a surprise or two. Hi, calling White Sox. We'll sweep the Cubs. Eli's feeling good about the Sox and Cubs this weekend. Swayze, what's up? I don't know if they're realistic, but I do like the fact that he's giving him something to shoot for and invoking some kind of confidence in Caleb. We'll see, though. Also, Boyd is an ace. Boyd's definitely been an ace. I love Becky's saying, no, that's not happening. Jim, great day to stay indoors, enjoy the baseball games on television. No doubt, Jim, the big biker, stay inside, my man. I don't want you to. It's an overheat type day. Christian, got to be honest, I have no idea what's going on with the Bears because I'm so locked in on the Cubs. I like that, by the way, because this town, we're so ready for the next thing to start because of the team that's disappointing us right in front of our faces. And here you go, Christian, with a great valid point. You have a team with the best record in all of baseball. The Bears can wait. This is just report. They're reporting, okay? The first preseason game is not till August 10th, and it's still preseason. I like that, Christian, a lot. Keep one eye on the Bears and two eyes on the Cubs at all times. Fetty DFA'd, as I just said, now the Cardinals have to sell. If they were waiting to sell because of Eric Fetty, I don't think Eric Fetty's the reason. He's not. He's one of the reasons. There's still 2 games over 500, which will be interesting. I do think the Cardinals should sell. I think that they're just one of those teams that's not good enough, like the Diamondbacks, who I think we're getting close to them saying yes. Now, the Texas Rangers, who I've been saying wanted to sell all year, find themselves a game and a half out of the wild card. If they can find a way in, they're scary. They are. I think they're scary. Their pitching staff is legit. Absolutely legit. Terry, I'd be disappointed if Williams didn't set goals tonight. Me too. But a lot of guys don't like to come out and put a number on things and just say it publicly. That's why I like this. I like the idea that he came out and said, here's who I am. And if I don't get to at least that, it's a disappointment. I think 70% completion is doable, by the way, especially when you have a coach that's worked with him all offseason, gave him homework every day. And I like what he said yesterday. The governor's off. It's time to go. It's official. The Cubs have 2 aces in the rotation. We had one more stud, and we should be able to go good to go for the rest of the season and playoffs. Yeah, I'd like to see a guy with power potential, meaning a guy who can go out there and strike out 7+ every time he's out there. A Wheeler, a Skeens. I mean, you're not getting those 2 guys, obviously, but like that type of arm. Swing and miss stuff. Terry, it's on X that the Padres are putting Cease on the market. Looking at his numbers, and yeesh, you'd want Dylan Cease on this team. What's funny is that the Padres, they're a funny team. They're a team that right now is in the wild card, but could sell. Isn't that funny? And they're a team that can sell while buying at the same time. Now, for whatever reason, it's just not gone well for Dylan Cease in 20. I haven't looked at like he's 21 starts. He's 3-9 with a 4.62. He has 100. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. He has 143 strikeouts. Like, that's the type of dude who I would like the Cubs to acquire. A guy who can go out there and strike out 8 every single time he's on the mound. I'm looking at his last starts, 5, 10, 8. I mean, he's been all over the place. 2 earned, no earned, 6 earned, 4 earned, 3 earned, 1 earned, 6 earned, no earned, 3 earned. If you're telling me the Cubs can get Dylan Cease, I'm making that trade. 100%. Eli's pumped the Bears NFL season, already talking on Fantasy WhatsApp group. We will have something for you, by the way. We're going to partner with one of the hottest fantasy football apps going. That's to come here. Renegade Fantasy, where you'll have the chance to play against Cap and I this season. Renegade Fantasy. Download it now. But just wait. I'm going to give you details on that coming up. Not on this particular version of the show as we finalize that agreement. Jimmy, does Boyd start game one? Worry anyone else? I don't think in this. Here, I'll say this. Today, he's probably game one starter. But I don't think he's going to be because I think they're going to make a trade. Cabrera looked good yesterday and there's Jimmy and Big Easy saying Cabrera looks great. A lot of people out there saying he's commanding a lot more attention than Sandy Alcantara. Doesn't surprise me. He's had a terrible year. Speaking of the reverse of that, Hooters, Big Daddy Mugs, hot day, good day to get a cold drink. The Sam Adams Summer Ale, the Kona Big Wave, the Mango Cart, the Michelob Ultra. Of course, 11 to 3 every day. Great lunch specials right now. The OG wings. I like the Mango Habanero. OG wings, boneless wings, and the burger, underrated. My mother-in-law, this is a picture. This is what I deal with, folks. My mother-in-law sends me a picture this morning. She goes to Hooters last night. Thanks for the invite. With her friend and gets the $14.99 crab legs. Then bumps into the waitress, who's a big fan, Michaela, who takes care of us at the Hooters O'Hare. This is what I get. My mother-in-law, knuckle deep in crab. All right? So there you go, Hooters. $14.99. You get my mother-in-law knuckle deep in the crab legs. That's, again, thanks for the invite. The Repo Rita, $8. OriginalHooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Order.Hooters.com like Katie and I did yesterday, and they'll take care of you. Bird Dog. 4,000 yards is very attainable, in my opinion. In fact, with this offense, I'm almost expecting him to hit it this year. 70% completion may be optimistic, but if he wants to be elite, it's a good goal to go for. Cabrera is definitely the Big Easies, guys. At his cost, you're paying for team control. Swayze, got to tell the truth here. I was one of those who wasn't quite sure about the Boyd signing. Boy, I was wrong in a wonderful way. I said that last night on X. I could call a spade and admit where I'm wrong. Our summers are better. Come at me, Colorado. You get every other damn day of the year. Screw that. No way. I do love summer in Colorado. But you get the other 8 months, dude. So you get 300 effing days of sun, 12 good months. I'm taking 4 of them back. Phil, they will be going back and forth the rest of the year. In the end, we'll still see the Cubs winning the division, getting a bye until the DS. Let's hope so. Michael Gregory Mizanin is I don't know, Mizanin, WWE. Never met him. TJ Guff, if the Cubs are still the Bellinger salary dump under the first tax threshold on August 1st, will you be disappointed in them? We're all talking about post trade deadline. Can we see how this plays out first before we piss and moan about luxury tax for 9 more days? Can we see? And then I'll comment on it. But yeah, if they don't add, or if they add a fringe player, then yes. Wayne, quick hockey question. If the Blackhawks roster hasn't changed, I would expect pretty much the same record, give or take a game or two. I'm not impressed so far. Yeah. It's funny you say that. I actually brought up the Blackhawks and the Bulls to a buddy of mine earlier today. And it's like, man, we need our friends at CHSN to get a big bump in the fall. And the Hawks not signing a big name didn't help. Even if they give Connor an extension at this point, what's that do? And then the Bulls are the Bulls. The Dead. Get Gore Ryan. Whatever. Give up whatever. Those two put you over the edge. I do like the get up whatever. I mean, don't be afraid to trade tomorrow for today. That's how I feel. Swayze, if Caleb hits 67%, I'd love that too. If that happens, this staff has fixed its fatal flaw of holding onto the ball too long. If there's a guy like Dylan Cease is available, the Cubs are, of course, in. I don't know how you guys are bleh on Dylan Cease. You just don't watch him enough then. This guy has more strikeouts since 2020 than anybody. Telling you. One of the elite power arms in the game. Are Ryan or Mackenzie Gore realistic targets? I mean, you're going to have to give up heaven and earth for a couple of these guys. Like, let's look at these guys. Yes, because both of those teams are up the track. But Mackenzie Gore is going to cost your ass. Not a free agent until 2028. Okay? Not a free agent until 2028. Same with Joe Ryan. You're going to, as long as you're not, I don't want to hear about, well, we gave up too much. Can't have it both ways, people. Can't go get elite arms and not trade elite talent. Godfather asked Cap if he can see Ricketts in his air-conditioned suite this afternoon while he's eating his $29 hot dog in the sun. Is that a discounted dog today because it's a day game, Godfather? I feel like it's been more than that lately. Lip thinks the Sox take 2 of 3 from Cubs, and Colson Montgomery hits 3 bombs in this series. Wow. Pulls a Miguel Vargas type thing. I don't hate it. Joe, what do you think of the rumors of Luis Robert Jr. for Brett Beatty of the Mets? So, BA and I, Brian Anderson and I, did a podcast yesterday. We covered a bunch of topics, okay, including Luis. We went over how many players will be traded by the White Sox to set an over-under of 3.5. I have the over. I brought up Beatty. All in. Joe, I had all in. This is the kind of guy I think if the White Sox could trade Luis Robert Jr. for somebody else's fail, and by that I mean like the Dodgers didn't have the time or patience for Miguel Vargas. If you can get a Vargas type player, yes. Beatty, former top 100 prospect, yes. I love that, Joe. Dead thinks it's impossible for that to happen between the Cubs and the Sox. Let me take a look at the projected staff or the projected rotations this weekend. I don't know if it's here. So with the White Sox, this is a big weekend for the White Sox. How about Friday's game? Hauser Imanaga. You think scouts will be at that game? Adrian Hauser versus Imanaga? Whew. Velasquez going to celebrate. I was there Saturday at the celebration. Just tagged you to check out my new custom PK and AJ jersey with a custom Bobby patch with an autism patch too. I tagged you. Very cool, Justin. Very cool. Appreciate that. I'll take a look at it, my friend. Let's see here. You tagged me. There he is. He tagged me. Oh, wow. That's very cool. Check this out look at that. Justin, look how quick we can be in this world. Look at the custom autism patch, the Bobby patch. There's the AJ. Of course, these are the City Connects, the Pauly. Very cool. Appreciate you doing that, Justin. Thanks for tagging me there, bud. If you need a custom jersey, hit you up. Wow. Side hustle for Justin. Wayne, the Cubs Sox game will be the yardstick on the Sox. If they take 1, I'll be happy. Agreed. I don't understand it. So you're telling me you want to trot out a Ben Brown over a Dylan Cease? Come on, Dad. You're smarter than that. You're smarter than that. Yes. I think the Cubs win today. Big. Let's take a look. While we're here, let's take a look as we get closer to the bet of the day. I'm not going to do the Cubs just because it's the 120 game. But look at the Cubs are heavy favorites. The over-under's 10. That's a big total. But on a day like today, when you have a pitching matchup of Seth Lugo, Colin Ray. By the way, a lot of scouts in the attendance today. Seth Lugo could be a Cub. How about that? I'd like to see that. Colin Ray. This will be a big start for Colin Ray, too. 10. That ball's going to fly out of the yard. It's going to fly out of the yard. Swayze, absolutely love what the Sox have been doing. It gives me so much hope for the future. They've been competitive going into a game. You can't just look past them. Yeah, they're down 4-0 in the second yesterday. Montgomery hits 1 in the 7th. It's 4-3. Agreed. Good for you. That's awesome, Justin. Dream World Trade, Sox trade, Robert to Angel. You've been saying this lip for a while. There's no way that's happening. Why would the Angels even trade for Robert? Although they're a horrible run organization. Nice. Well, let's get to it. Charles, you're welcome, my friend. Let's get to it. I like when people thank you for the win because it's very rare on the bet of the day. I'll be honest with you guys. It feels pretty damn good to put these back on again. It's been way too long. Struggle, but it feels good. We hooked our wagon last night to Matthew Boyd, 5 or more strikeouts. He goes 7 scoreless, 6 punch-outs. Matthew Boyd continues to dazzle. We got the Aviators. We got some cash. Charles and I. Is it Charles? Charles and I got some cash last night. Take a look at that. That's what he was talking. Put 25 on to double it. He did. I'm going outside. I'm counting it as 2. And guys, you know, when I get greedy. So Taj Bradley's been a pretty damn good pitcher for the Rays, especially of late. He's gone at least into the 6th, and I think 4 or 5 straight starts. Outs recorded tonight, 17.5. I'm on this. I'm also on the fact that he's going to give up over 1.5 earned runs. So you're paying a juice of minus 140 and minus 150. If you parlay them together, it's plus 235. I do think the White Sox, the way their at-bats of late have been good, they need to punch across 2 runs. I like it. So I'm counting it as 2 bets. Taj Bradley, the pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays against the White Sox tonight, where I'm getting him to go 6 innings, 2 runs. He goes 6 innings, 2 runs. It's likely that the Rays win, and then we cash. Wayne, 4,000 yards for Caleb would be nice, but a new offense to learn, I'm cautious. That's fair. Hawks need 1 more tank for Gavin McKenna. 30 days until week 0. God, I remember when you did the countdown, it was 50 days. That's a quick 20 days. Guff, the bottom line is that people want to see a winner on the north side and have every right to be frustrated. I totally agree, Phil, but you also have the best record in baseball today on June 23rd, or July 23rd. You have the best record. You totally understand. You have a winner, though. Now you need to compliment that winner. I'd say, does he get 2? He definitely gets 1. He might get a top 50 and a bottom 50. Definitely 1. And maybe like a Ben Brown, who people are like, oh, yeah, get rid of him. But like, dude's got first-round talent. So, yeah, let's cease on cease. The Padres are still in the wild card mix. If he becomes available, hell yeah. One of those games will, of course, be a bullpen game for the Cubs. See, you don't want Dylan Cease, but you want to throw a bullpen game out there? Come on, Dad. Lack of time and patience reminds me a lot of the Dodgers and Michael Busch. It's a good comp. Realistically, it's Cassie, our own Casey, Ballesteros, Wiggins, and another player basically for Joe Ryan. It's a big package. The Twins would do that in a second, I think. Cease is much better than Brown. Yeah, no doubt. Do you think they'll be with a 6-pitcher? Do you think there'll be a 6-pitcher staying on the north side? A Sox pitcher? Maybe. It's going to be like, that's going to be a good battle between Hauser and Imanaga. Cabrera, Suarez, and Chapman from the Red Sox would be my dream. Chapman. Let's take a quick look here real quick regarding Chapman, because I don't think Chapman's going anywhere. The Red Sox currently right now are a wild card team. So we'll see. Game last night was great, Becky. Didn't need to take time. It's good to have you guys. Isn't Seth Lugo, guys, there are a lot of teams that want Seth Lugo. 6-5 with the 294. Yeah. Having a good year. Top Guff, 100%. I always love when Top Guff comes back out. Alan, frustrating part is that we never just do what's needed in the offseason. Now we're in the mix for the same dudes the Yankees and every other playoff team needs. Sucks. Do you think every team is complete heading into a spring training? Because the answer is no. Why do great teams always add at the deadline? Because they need. You can't do it all. Awesome, Justin. That's awesome. He's my guy. Don't want to overpay. So then we got to be careful here. Oh, you're saying they don't want to overpay. You can't say we need to go do this, but you're afraid of the package. Screw that. No shot. No shot. Just keep betting on Luis Robert Jr. so his trade stock goes up so we can ship him off. Please. No more. Lip Ripper, you and I, my friend, are in the same boat. Let's have Luis Robert hit a 2-run homer tonight so we cash that half of the bet down there. The Dead wouldn't be in the situation now if Steele wasn't hurt, unfortunately. We might be talking about different players and needs. You never plan for injuries, Dead. You can never plan for injuries. And that's how it works. He's so cool. He is very, very cool. BA, the new podcast is out on the channel and wherever you listen to podcasts. Really good conversations. So I think we're all on board that Caleb Williams' goals of this year are just fine with everybody. If he hits those, folks, it's going to be a great, fun year for the Chicago Bears. Just like doing this show every day. It's a great hump day. If you can get in a pool or stay cool, maybe that means staying inside. I'm a big fan of getting out. Get outside, get in a pool. It's going to be warm the next couple of days. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Go to Hooters. Watch the game at Hooters. We got the Cubs today, the Sox tonight. We'll have recaps of both. Cap will be doing his from the bleachers. I got the White Sox tonight, and it should be A great game. Yes. All right. Rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne, who just did his farewell concert 2 weeks ago. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks for listening, and take care of yourselves. As I mentioned, go to Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Guys, football, man. We're going to be doing live shows once a month once football season starts. Think about that. Think about that. Order.hooters.com to get it delivered or to pick up. Have a great Wednesday. We're heading into the second half of the week. Let's get a Cubs series win, and let's see if the Sox can come home 5-1 as well. Have a great day.